Start. Hello. Hello everyone. Oh, on the live now.
You're live now.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Assalamualaikum. Hopefully you understand my Bangladesh. Hope you guys doing well. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Hyunju Lee. I used to work for UN Office in Sports for Development Peace for about 6-7 years. Now I'm a mother of the 2 daughters. Let me share first my slide. Yeah, it is my daughters. And the mother and working part-time for the Australia-Korea Business Council as an executive director, plays some advisory role for sports entity and NGOs in Australia, Korea, and China so far. First of all, thanks to Sports for Hope and Independent Bangladesh to giving me this exciting opportunity today to meet you all and speak about sports for development and peace. When I asked to share about my experience in sports for development and peace, you know what was my first thought? Oh, maybe you guys know better than me. So I'm a bit shy, but I will try to share and show a bit different angle about the role of the sports for development peace. So first, what is sports? Let me share my slide. Yes, it's my 2 daughters, and now here. So I just try to share with you the definition that UN use about the sports. So in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, sports role for social progress, it says sports is also an important enabler of sustainable development. We recognize the growing contribution of the sport to realize of development and peace, its promotion of the tolerance and respect, and the contribution it make to the empowerment of women and of young people, individuals and community, as well as to health, education, and social inclusion objective. Yeah, it's a very big, long word, but I think I tried to explain how much important role that sports can play. So then now I like to share that my thought why sports for development peace is a powerful one. Hello, Farhana. Yeah. So I can see your chat. So if you have any question, comment, please chat. Then, hello, Chodes Hurry. Sorry, I'm not sure I pronounce this properly. Yeah, but I can see your chat. So just be live. So I try to share why the sport is a popular one. Oh, hello from German. Hi. It's really over the world, yeah? So, okay, back to my point. Why? So from my experience and then also in proof that there are very countless ways in which sports and also when used properly can contribute to creating positive human development. it has proven, I think everybody will agree, over the years, and then to be a very adaptable tool. Yes. First, sports and play and physical activity can be efficiently mobilized at the grassroots level to address a wide range of issues, such as HIV/AIDS prevention, environmental protection, social coexistence, and crime prevention, gender equality, self-determination, inclusion and well-being of person with a disability, and so much more. Secondly, professional sports can be a powerful tool to raise public awareness as well as funds. Only one, the key of sports that I think very unique is universal popularity. I think everybody in the world, they do sports or they know sports in a way in the way they are live. So its ability to connect people, its capacity to inspire, and the value it carries, like a fair play, teamwork, cooperation, respect, and inclusion. And also it's very cost-effective tool. So I cannot see why sports is really powerful one. And now I will like to share some example that how this sports use to make the better world. Let me go this slide. So first example that I want to share is use football to tackle HIV/AIDS in Vietnam by Football for All in the Vietnam. This was one of our UNOSDP funded project. And then it starts with the background that I explained, that is there are women infected AIDS, HIV. And then most of the world, the people see them a little bit differently. So they don't have much space to live and stand up. So these women are a little bit isolated, and they live really close society on themselves, live only themselves. And then also they carry the babies, the kids, and the kids also infected by HIV and AIDS because of mother. And then also the kids, their children also a bit isolated because in fact they have a HIV. And then this group is these kids also going to the school, but they cannot integrate it in the school as well because because the perception, oh, they have HIV or AIDS, so they don't want to play with them. So one school that saw this problem, and then the coach tried to engage the kids together because these kids have the HIV. They are not different. They are just kids, but there are just certain things that need to be a little bit careful. But that's all. So the coach using the soccer, using the football, that let them play together. And then first they are a bit, have a distance each other, but in the end, they just play. They play. And then in that sport, that football, the game become to a little bit more event. So this football match, they made also football match, and then the kids played together, and then they invited their parents, their family, which is they invited this the mother who also infected by HIV, which is they always the clothes they hide it, but they grow up, they bring them in the same community in the sports event, and then they become to understand. Yeah, become the friend, understand together, understand each other. So this event is quite well. This the way to develop the project is quite well success. And then now that it's also quite a model into the South Africa. They're using this model to also in the South Africa in same target area. So and that it's really very, I think it's quite it's in the end that it's very empowered these women in the end, also young children who has impacted HIV as well. And the second example that I like to share is a 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympic Game and the UNOSDP Youth Leadership Camp in Gwangju, South Korea, 2016. As you know, to Korea, North Korea, South Korea, and as I'm coming from South Korea, the sports is the only thing that really normal, like people can meet each other. So in the border, we never cannot really speak each other. We're not allowed to visit each other. But through a sports event, it's only we can meet each other. So it's a show like during the Winter Olympic Game in Pyeongchang. It show again that the sports, that especially athletes from the North and South Korea march together. Two nations are even entering a combined women hockey team. That was a very big sensation, big dramatic gesture of the reconciliation between two Korea. And then also it showed that the unify each other is not it's using the sports can breathe each other, because as I said, we couldn't really see them, we couldn't really can talk to them, but through the sports event of sports, actually we really hold the hand together and can speak each other. It's a very good momentum for each other. After the Pyeongchang Olympic game, I don't think we have any other chance to see and meet. Also that youth leadership camp in Gwangju, South Korea, 2016. Also, it was our office program that during the bring the youth from the all over the country, and then training and teach them about sports for development peace. And then we think it's really important, as it hosted in Korea, it's very important that two young children to bring together from the South North together, and then make the place to them to understanding and talking and play through the sports. And then it was very hard, because it's not only a sport, it's also political involved. But it really happened. So we could invite the 4 youths from the North Korea, and then also 20 people from outside the other world, including the South Korea kids. And then I also in Gwangju in Korea, there was social workers, volunteers, a lot of South Korean volunteers, organization. And then most of the people are first time they met as North Korea people. And also North Korea youth is first time to meet the South Korean and plus other world people of the other country. So then in this, I heard also myself, but I heard South Korean and other country people said that, oh, they thought North Korea people are always angry or always mad or always a little bit scary. But they felt like they are normal, they're ordinary people that you can see. And then they have a lot of perception from the North Korea. It's from the North Korea, but to the North Korean people, but they felt very, very, they have been misunderstanding them. So it reduces the like a feeling of the conflict that they are, but and then these people that it was like only 4 North Korean, but I think they bring this feeling to North Korea that, oh, actually South Korean people are normal, they're like us. And then they this feeling to convey to their community. And the one point on some near future, I think there is a point that we will be unified, then I think this kind of feeling could help to support to unifying the 2 countries. So I think this is the sports, the law, this law of sport. The politician, politically, they can make it happen, but sports can make that happen. And I have a comment from the Bangladesh Sports for Hope International Independent Bangladesh, and say sports diplomacy bring 2 rival Korea together. It is one of the basic example peace building from Nila Lee. Yes, that's right. That's really what. Yes, that is totally supports your comment. And then next example that I want to share is northern part of Ivory Coast and Sudan football match. So it's a 2 different country project. In Ivory Coast, there was a little civil war, and then 2 different parties would have a big conflict each other. And then in the between, the UN peacekeeper in there to make the help to the keeping the peace there. And then this UN peacekeepers are, they have a camp, and then it was in the middle of this conflicted 2 groups. And then this army training themselves, and then one of the training they do was a little bit football. So they do play the football in their camp, and then they notice when they play football, these 2 conflict group to watching these peacekeepers play the football, and then like fighting, they're increasing each other. They show very big interest to play football, and then they felt they want to play football as well. So the peacekeeper invited these 2 conflicted groups to the football, and then they actually constructed the football pitch for this for local community, community. And then voila, they came to the football match without gun, and then they start to play together. And then this is developed it more political way, and then start to communicate each other. So it's a very simple gesture from the beginning, but it's made a big impact in the end. And then second one, next was Sudan. Yes, Sudan football match. It's also same example there. Sudan has a lot of small and big tribunes, and then this between the tribunes has a lot of conflict, and then this conflict has been really long time, and the people really died of the war each other. And then this also happened like a little one tribune, one group, and the kids from the one group, they are bored because they have been already fight each other, or adults fight each other. So the kids start to play themselves. It was football, and then the neighbor tribune, the enemy, and then the kids from the enemy tribune, they watched this group play the soccer, the football, and then they just start to play soccer together, and then it's become a little bit friendly match each other, and then it's grow and grow, and it's really helped to reduce the conflict between the tribunes in Sudan as well. So it showed also how this sport can make the community or country or the better world. It's just small few examples that I just share, and then it's endless, very long example. I think you can give the more example that I know. But again, when you using sensibly and appropriate manner, sports can definitely make a different world. And then this example, I think I want to also show you that there is no big plan from the beginning. It starts with care from the people, care to the others, and then it's easy start, easy. It's not it doesn't need a really big money or many people. That is, I think, it is sports also, the power of sports. So I want to also share that my definition of the sports. So my definition of sports for development peace is the power of a sport is bring people together to achieve our common goals. And also the beauty of sport is the opportunity for people to get there to something. So it is that I showed as through the example that opportunity is everybody now everybody in here has opportunity to bring people together, and then also achieve our common goals. So this is what I prepared for today, the sports for development peace. And then now, as I said, that I think that you guys know better about the sports, and then I'm very eager to learn about the sports for development peace in Bangladesh, especially gender equality, and also using the sports for development, drowning fact, and in Bangladesh. So I understood drowning is a very big issue in the Southern East Asia. Like I learned that 50 children per day, they are died because of drowning. So what kind of activity or project going on in Bangladesh for this drowning using the sports? And also third, my question is, third question is, what kind of difficulty you guys face when you're doing this project through the sports? Yeah, and then I have another comment from Abdullah. Why UN closed UN office on sports development? And then I think I know who you are. Lovely to see you after Doha. Go. Yes. Okay, so can I now open the question from you guys? And let's start with Abdullah's question. Yeah. Why UN closing? It's we not. Yes, our office is closed, but it's not closed as the work. It's now it's under now in a UN economic and social affair team. So they are carrying the same, not exactly same, but it's carrying still the sports activity, sports momentum under the UN office. Abdullah, you fine with my answer? Okay. Anyone want to share with me about empowerment of gender equality in Bangladesh activity we done? Because when I work in the sports, I also notice and then also have a difficulty to bring up Muslim female into the sports because of their traditional culture. They're afraid to do sports, and then also especially swimming. As I mentioned, drowning is very high cause to the death. So it's very important. We think it's very important that every people, not only women, but every people knows how to swim. But in so that not only boy, but in boy doesn't man doesn't afraid to swimming, learn to swimming in the swimming pool. But my experience with a Muslim female is had really hard to convince them to learn to swimming. So I just like to also know any activity going on in there. Okay, I heard from Nelaldi, sports is not a big thing in Bangladesh. People only love to watch cricket. When it comes to participation, parents do not allow them to play. Okay. Yes, one of those so that hard is not it's only Bangladesh. This is many country that it's really hard to change the parents' mindset. It's very difficult to change the mindset of the parents that they need to know this power of sports and the role of sports that they can bring to the person and the community. But this is also our role. It's everybody's role that promoted this importance of sports. That it's not only play the sports, it carry, as I said, it's teamwork, teamwork, leadership. We carries every respect, respect, inclusion, and also fair play. It carries a lot of good value, but need to be promoted and then promoted to parents, that how sports can bring it. Yeah. So the Chod Hori, he mentioned it was very difficult for Muslim women to play football or involved with other games, but the view has changed. That's good. Yeah, that's good. So tell me how it's changed. So how it make change. So it's important. I mean, it's very helpful that how it can make change. So this kind of good story, good method, good project also can convey to other community who had the same problem. There is as you might know, Iran, Middle East Asia, that has a really same problem, that engage the Muslim women, especially women, to the sports. So Abdullah said parents should allow the children to learn swimming. Indian government take Indian to ensure participation. Yes. So yes, parents also should allow to learn the swimming. Also, for your example, now we have done talk and then also made a resolution during the UNESCO that swimming is a fundamental element to learn in a pre-primary, the primary school age in the world. So it's like all the government, all nation has to show the way the kids has to learn the swimming by the law now in education level, in primary level. Yes. And then parents also need to follow the education system under the government. Yeah. So we have a women rugby team, hockey team, in shooting, weightlifting, and so many other sports. It's a professional level or it's a more club level? Nilari, our media has been supporting women cricket, and the women football team is performing really well, which is inspiring women to participate in sports. So you are, yeah, okay. So they're using the media to make the women's role model to promote the participating in sport, women to participate in sports. So then this is a professional level. This cricket, women cricket and women football team is it's a professional level, or it's just club level. Like all I'm saying is like teenager kids can go to the field and then play the cricket as their leisure, their hobby, or this is a more professional level of their activity? Professional level, it's a professional type participant in Asian Games of Game too. Yes. What about then in a hobby, like club level? It's professional. I think sports has a different. The one is a very professional level. One is a club level, like a club at hobby or just so everyone can do. I think it's both are important, as I mentioned before. The professional level of sports, they inspire, as you said, the people, and also can be role model. Yes, as it said, but what about the access? How easy to access normal, like a teenager Muslim woman to play or learn swimming in your country? Our prime minister is known for her love in sports. Under her leadership, sport development program in rural level is increasing every year, especially for girls. More opportunity range in sports to participate. Oh, that is could be a good aspect. It's a, then I'm sorry, but I don't know what you guys are doing for that your what is yes related to sports. You guys are working for sports, or you are student to learn sports? Because also it's good that that some project that you guys are doing in the sports in the field of the field of the like development or peace or empowerment of women or social inclusion. So if you can tell me about it, and also what kind of difficulty you face. Urban initiatives leaving no space for children used to play. So one question that I've seen here, how do we manage urbanization which leaving no space for children and youth to play? Yes, when I prepared today, and then I looked again about the Bangladesh, and then I cannot notice that Bangladesh has a high population, and then I can see where the question coming from. Do you have any common community center? Because it's a little bit different in Nepal, that we using the community center to do the sport. Like some of the sports doesn't need a big area to play the sports to play. Like for example, table tennis. So table tennis is only need one table to play, and then in Nepal they use the community center that have a little space, very little space to have a table tennis. And that actually International Table Tennis Federation is support the facility for it. So that was the one that we are supported and then had a good outcome of it. It can be answered because there has a space, I think, but space think that you might need to think that the big space like football, but there's a sport that doesn't need to have a big space to play. So one of the sports that this discipline is table tennis, we found, and then it really worked well. What do you think? Can we attract parents to allow their children to play? They have a tendency to focus on only education performance rather than allow them play. Really. In Korea, when I growing up in Korea, just same. It's the same that in my high school 3 years, we don't have any sports in the school. They not let us allowed to play sports, then study. So in my high school, the parents never asked to do any sports, especially sports, but only studying. But I think the Korea a little bit been changed now because the parents now has been educated and also promoted by paper, like statistically, this research say the physically healthy, it helps to study more better. So if they want to do study, make the good outcome from the study, then physically need to be supported. So excellent mind, excellent body. So they now believe it's also the life, your life. It's not only about the study, how you good in the study. It's also need to be good physically and mind. It's good. Then it's support to make your better life. So this is has been changed because by research paper they say, study. There are many students make the good mark on the study if they do the sport. So this kind of academic research, you guys need to promote it. This makes a really big difference to the parents' mindset, change the parents' mindset. Second question, how the Korean athletes are doing in the pandemic? What is the next plan in Korea for all the postponed games due to this pandemic? I'm really sorry for this question because I'm not living in Korea, so I'm living in Australia now. And then I'm not really following the very detailed program of this high level, the professional level of sports in Korea. I'm more working for the grassroots level project. But as we understand there's another question. How can we involve the transgender people to participate in sports? They are one of the most marginal community. good question. When I'm working in UN, it was always issue, and then need to be more research, need to be more study. Now it depends on the role of the government that how they respond to this. Sports is not about the gender, isn't it? Sports is for everybody. Even you have a transgender, you are transgender, it's just human. And then if you want to do, you want to do. I think my view, and then was in UNOSDP that I was working, it's about who they are. It's about the people who coexist with us, with everybody. So we are not, if transgender, I know that it has been a little bit more issue in the professional level, because like, for example, men transgender to the female, and then the female that the person want to go to the in the runner, and then physically they have a little bit more advanced or more the benefit than females. So that's what has an issue in a professional level of the sports field. But I think it's in a club level, in the grassroots level, that I'm not sure what is the issue, why it's an issue that pointed to transgender. Yeah, it's transgender is beyond of transgender. They are just human. They can be female or they can be male. That's it. Yeah. And then Korea athlete during the pandemic, I think it's the same as you guys, had a social distance when they play. And then most of people that when they lock down, they are in the home, and then just doing the sports, in the physically sports, they can, as much as they can do in the home house. And then also when they go into the park or the field, they have a social distance. Yeah, they keep the social distance to the sport, to practice the sports. But remember, it's not only Korea, it's everywhere. It's the same condition now under this COVID pandemic. So it's not it's not only Korea, every athlete is the same condition right now. So what is the next plan in Korea for all the postponed games due to this pandemic? I think there is they wait the competition, and then yes, I think some athletes think they feel have more time to prepare, and then and then everybody believe it's all. Every athlete has the same condition, so it's not like feel unfair, or it's not they feel unfair. It's just happen to everybody. So yeah, just face it and go. Yeah. Any other questions? see transgender people as a problem. Yeah, nobody like to go with them, and they're totally isolated from mainstream. Yes, as I mentioned in Vietnam, that example, the infected by AIDS, it's the same. They don't want to go with the people with the infected by AIDS. It's the same, but in Vietnam that I mentioned, the food for the kids, they just bring people together, the play football. Sorry, I'm thinking because for me, to be honest, it's a very new because I had to deal with the transgender this part in the professional level, but not this class level. But yeah, I think I get your point. But then what about what kind of activity that these people like to do? Because, for example, it's myself. I don't like play cricket. Sorry, you guys love cricket. Well, I have no clue about this cricket, but because you guys are doing the doing the cricket, you cannot force me to play the cricket. But if you say I like to play what is running? I like to running. If you are talking about the marathon, running, or table tennis, then I might be like to involve. And then I believe some people like to involve with the table tennis. But then I think it's important to know your target people. You want to be target to solve a problem with, not a problem, but social inclusion with transgender people. Then you like to maybe know what kind of activity this target people like to play. So for example, your target people like to play water swimming or what is cricket, then you need to come in from there. So you need to find it out that this target people these target people can easy to access to sport, what kind of sports they can access easily, and then what kinds of facility there are, and then from there you try to help them to develop what they want to play, and then you will see there is a mainstream. For example, no more just your neighbors want to go play together, or they go to the more professional level of the sports. Yeah, but I think it's important that you might need to know what they want to play first. It's easy to break this isolated once it starts. Once your target group can enjoy their life, then people will come together. I heard baseball in huge in Korea in elementary school for action auction. How can we encourage school to allow the students to play? But I just understand you that here Prime Minister is known the very known for the sports leadership, sports development program in the world. So then when you move to school, when you move to need to move the school education level, this is also research to show the school, the Ministry of Education, that sports is a very good education tool to sports is a very effectively education tool for the children. There is a lot of research paper, and then I think you have a very good prime minister already understanding the power of sport. Then this kind of research paper, and then the evidence that show the school, then they had to follow. And also UNESCO also has a resolution that every government has to follow or agree to follow the sports, swimming sports. So yes, that is the way you need to go. That is keep involving the working group that under the Department of Education, and then saying that how much important that the important and the role of the sports that is very as good as an education tool. And then yes, baseball is very huge in Korea. It's like a third biggest the population in the world. First is America, second is Japan, and third is Korea. It's really huge in Korea. And then also because of big elementary is also good. It's so baseball. Hopefully you're about to come back to sports after the pandemic. Hopefully you're about to come back to sports. I think this is more, the question is how hopeful you are about the comeback to sports after this pandemic. I think this pandemic actually gives us open for another sports area, because as you think that sports had to be going out, but I think also through this pandemic also opened the door that sports can also learn through the online, also can do in the field. This is also, I think it's going up to the physical traditional sports, but also another development going on with this through this pandemic with e-sports matter. Children are not getting opportunity to play due to COVID. How can you ensure their physical and mental health? Any suggestion? Yes. First, as you saw my children, I felt really sorry first that they cannot really go out as we used to do. But in the end, that I learned a lot of education program through the online. Then this education online is also the way that teach me and children differently, but also you can learn the ballet, actually more different discipline that I never learned before my normal life, but now I can learn in the ballet through the online. I learned yes, ballet was very different that I never going to learn myself, but I can learn with the children and through the ballet by online. And also the rowing. I know I don't have water, but still I can learn. There is a very different way to learn, but yes, by online. And then we can share a little bit the link that they already showed how they can follow the under the COVID circumstance now. You kids look lovely. How do you manage during the corona? First, like everybody, I was panic. Like it's I keep them inside the home and then make them understand what is a coronavirus, why we cannot going out, why we need to washing every time, why you cannot see their grandchildren, grandparents, cousins. It's very hard, but it's like you guys, everybody like same as you guys. We now as I see you, I might no have no chance. Never had a chance to meet you or talk to you if it's not coronavirus. Through the online, I think more in a way close to each other. And then I think I'm more open to FaceTime with my parents, the cousins, with the kids, and then they start to understand each other. And yeah, that's the way everyone live under this coronavirus. I know if you see it's a little bit difficult way, but I think it's also definitely also have another chance to another way to live, new way to live. So it's Zoom. I never used it before the coronavirus, but now I use this Zoom and then this Facebook Live. I'm never going to use it before coronavirus, but you see me now, we talk to now, and I know you guys met Mao from Japan, Sylvia from Spain through this Zoom webinar. So it's a new opportunity. It's open for another new opportunity because of the coronavirus. But I love to see you on the face as well. Okay, it's now I think time to close. If you don't have any question. Yeah. Okay, everybody, thank you so much today to have with me, and then I hope I give you some other idea or value about the sport. And then I know, sorry, before I close. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your comment. And I want to share with you that if you guys have one that work in the sports, I know there are many problems faced in the finance. And then this is a website and a platform about the running because of the corona, and the fund support fund, and then also IPEP pass is for the people with a disability, mental disability, under the how to educate the people with a disability. It's an online education tool in is IPEPAS. So it's hopefully you can find some good answer or something, find a good information through there as well. Okay, it's all. And then thank you again. And then have a wonderful evening. Bye, everybody. Hope to see you again. Stay well. Keep in touch. If you have any question, please contact me through the Sports for Hope and Independent Bangladesh. Bye.